Ex-alcoholics, what made you stop drinking? When I was 16, my whole family died in a car accident. I was the only one who made it. One second, we were driving home from my sister's soccer game, laughing at something dumb. The next, I woke up in a hospital bed with a doctor standing over me, looking like he didn't want to be the one to say it. After that, I shut down. I had no close family, so they put me in foster care. The people who took me in barely acknowledged me. They made me sleep in the shed when I pissed them off. Some nights, I went to bed hungry. I started sneaking out, getting strangers to buy me whatever cheap liquor I could get my hands on. By 18, I was homeless. My routine was simple: wake up, go to work, buy booze, pass out, repeat. I had no reason to stop. I didn't care if I woke up the next morning or not. Then one night, I was drinking outside a gas station when a cop pulled up. I kept my head down, waiting for him to tell me to move or arrest me. Instead, he leaned against his car and said, "You even old enough for that?" I shrugged. "Yeah, basically." He looked at me for a second, then nodded toward his car. "Get in." I figured, what the hell? Maybe a night in a cell would be better than this. But he didn't take me to the station. He went inside the gas station and returned with a coffee and a bag of food. He handed them to me and said, "Eat." I stared at the bag. It had been a while since someone told me to eat like they actually cared. I didn't say much, but he got me to talk. I told him I had no home, nothing. He listened, then told me to wait at the station until his shift ended. That night, he brought me to his place. "Couch is yours," he said, tossing me a blanket. "We'll figure things out in the morning." I don't know why, but I told him everything. My family. The drinking. The foster home. He just nodded, like none of it surprised him. Then he told me he lost his wife in a car accident too. Said he got it. He didn't try to fix me. He didn't lecture me. He just helped. He took me to get a new ID since mine was long gone. Helped me get a better job. Kept his fridge stocked and told me to eat whatever I wanted. If I disappeared for days on a bender, he didn't yell. He just said, "You done?" when I stumbled back through the door. One time, he found me passed out in my car and didn't say a word. Just opened the door, pulled me up, and walked me inside. He sat me down at the kitchen table and put a plate of food in front of me. I could barely keep my eyes open, but I remember him saying, "You keep doing this, you're gonna end up like the guys I scrape off the sidewalk at 3 a.m. I laughed. Maybe that's the plan. He didn't laugh. Just shook his head and said, "Nah. Not you." I didn't believe him, but something about the way he said it stuck with me. One day, he came home and said, "Listen, I can get you into a program. Law enforcement. You just gotta sober up first." I wanted to say yes. I wanted to believe I could do it. But I couldn't. I told him no. Then one night, he didn't come home. The next morning, I saw the headline. A cop was shot in the line of duty. My stomach dropped. I ran to the hospital and pushed past the nurses until I found his room. He was unconscious, hooked up to machines. They said he'd live, but he'd need help. I told them I'd do it. For weeks, I took care of everything. Cooked. Cleaned. Picked up his meds. Made sure he got to his appointments. I barely thought about drinking. It just didn't seem important anymore. One night, he looked at me and said, "Hey, when did you quit?" I blinked. "Quit what?" He smirked. "I haven't seen you drunk in weeks." I hadn't even noticed. He clapped a hand on my shoulder and said, "That's what a real man does." After he healed, I told him I wanted to join the program. He helped me get in, and we became family. Eventually, I became a cop, too. That was 7 years ago, and I haven't thought of having a sip since.